Hello, good evening, one and all, and welcome to today's session of GGAP. And today we have a session on whiteboard.fi, and we are so lucky to have Ma'am Ria Nanda to share with us her expertise on whiteboard.fi. So, Ria is a tutor with Pune School, Mansukh Kothari International School in Pune, and she is a very passionate educator. So she would introduce herself. She about more about herself. Over to you, Ria.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Yes, I'm Riya Nanda, and I've been teaching in the school, Mansukh Kothari National School, since the past 6 years. I am heading the maths department, primary level, and I've been teaching maths and science to grades 4 and 5. Uh, I'll be taking over this session for today about the maths whiteboard file. Usually, we teachers are, especially maths teachers, we want to make a subject interesting. We want to make it fun for the students so that the students don't get bored. Maths being such a, raw subject where the students they need to they get tired of solving the sums and knowing what to do, how to do. They get so frustrated at times that we need to make it fun and interesting for them. So I'll be showing you one such tool, Whiteboard 5, with which not only math teachers but other teachers as well, English, science, music as well, can conduct their classes using Whiteboard 5. Now, Whiteboard
Great.
5, what is the white? Yeah,
Yeah. And it's great to learn that this tool is versatile and it is applicable for all the subjects, not only one for one particular subject.
yes,
So yeah. So Ria, you may continue with the session. I'll be just sharing your screen, and I'll be at the backstage.
sure,
You can call me anytime
sure, sir.
required.
Sure, sir. Thank you.
Okay, over to you.
Yes. So this Whiteboard 5 was, it's if you have heard about the Kahoot company, this was done by the Kahoot company, and it is, developed by Sebastian and Sebastian Laxel. I'll be showing you my PPT as well at the end of the session, which is being introduced. This whiteboard file has been introduced by Sebastian Laxel and Jaku Vietnam, and it is introduced by the Kahoot company. And this aims at teaching you the various tools and the various the various things you can incorporate in your teaching. You can the students can draw on it, they can write on it. The in this class I ask the students about whiteboard file, what is one thing that you'll miss the most in the class? And they told me various things, like ma'am, we miss the online, we miss the physical setup, we miss being with our friends, we miss having lunch together, we miss talking to each other in the class. So I asked them one question. Do you all, really, one thing that you used to love to do was, before the teacher, there was a switch between two teachers. What you used to do was, you all used to go into the next to the whiteboard or the blackboard and used to erase whatever was written on the board. And everybody started laughing. Yes, ma'am, we used to do that. And, we really miss that. So I told them, I'm going to give you one such opportunity where you will have your own personalized whiteboard and you will be able to write on your own personalized whiteboard and get the feeling of the classroom. So one such app is the Whiteboard 5. You need to go into your Google Chrome and need to write whiteboard.5. I'll do the steps as like I keep saying. Whiteboard.5. This is what the page will look like. Here, if they'll ask you to accept some cookies, you need to accept to that because this is a very safe site and you can use it. Next, you'll be clicking on a new class. Now, either you can name it as per your teach as and your name, or you can name it as per what you will be teaching or the class that you are doing. So let's say I am taking a session on whiteboard 5. So session on whiteboard 5, and I scroll down and I click on create my class, create new class. Once this is gone, once this class has been created, I need to copy my URL. Okay, once I copy my URL, you will be uploading it. You will be copying this link and pasting it where? You'll be pasting it on the either your Microsoft Teams chat box or your Google Meet chat box or your Zoom, whichever app you're using for your video conferencing and teaching the students, the same place you'll be uploading your chat. So now say if I've uploaded here, okay, so I uploaded over here, the students are going to be joining. So suppose if I want to say I use another web browser, and I will join my class using the same. Here I will either ask me for my room code, or they'll ask me for my name. Okay, I what I can do is I go back to my whiteboard file, I copy the URL to my clipboard, I go to my another web browser, I click over here and I paste the link. They'll ask you for your name. They've asked you for your name. I enter my name, say Riya Nanda, and I join my whiteboard class. This is the student's point of view, where the student has joined, clicking on that link. Where the student has joined, clicking on the link. Now, this is what my student's page looks like. My student has various options. This is his own personalized whiteboard. When now I'm shifting to my teacher's screen. This is my teacher's screen. Yes. So when I have gone here, I can see a lot of people who have joined my. I can see Dipti Vyas, I can see KKS, I can see Lauren, I can see myself, Ruchita, and Vishal. They're very Vishal, sir. So we have seen a lot of people who have joined my whiteboard class over here. Now, as per the teacher's point of view, I'll be exploring it here later on. But for the first, I'll be teaching you as per the student's point of view. Okay, I'll just show you as per the student's point of view. Give me a minute. Yes, now I'm on the student screen. Here, this is my tool which which the students can use to write something with, using just like it'll be easy for them to write with their, if they are using a mobile, it'll be easy for them to write it, because fingers move smoothly on the screen. But as if you see, if I'm doing from a laptop, it won't be that easy. Hence, we have something called a text tool over here, which has the letter, stands for the letter A. You click on that letter A and you click over here on this whiteboard. I can even type. Now, suppose I don't like the color black. Okay, I can go to my palette over here, and I can click on it, and that will change the color to whatever. I have got a various set of colors over here. Whichever color I would want my name to be written in, I can just click on the color. My name will be reflected in that color. Moving on, this is my writing tool, and this is my text tool with which my students can write on the screen. Next tool is my lines tool. Lines tool will help me to draw my parallel line, intersecting lines, various concepts that I want to use here. This is one line I've drawn. I can even put a color for my line. Here, I can click on the color, select the color. There, my line has become purple. Okay. I can click on the other line. I can make another line, and I can make parallel lines. I can again select on this, and I can select a color. I've got the second line. I've got a set of parallel lines. Next, I draw a line like this, and I can explain the concept of my perpendicular lines or my intersecting lines. I can even draw shapes. Here, I have a shape. Now, again, I do not like the color blue. Let's change the color to a different color, keeping it orange. Let's keep it orange. Now, suppose I want the name to be written inside the square, inside the rectangle. I will click on this move button. Here, the arrow button over here, extreme left, arrow button. I'll click on my name and I'll just drag it inside this. I'll drag it. Since the color was a little bit, darker, I can change the color. I'll just change the color for you. I'll move it. First, I'll change the color. Let's keep it black. And I'll move it inside this. Let's keep this lighter shade. One minute. Why is it not reflecting? Yeah. Okay. Next, I can move around. I can play around with this. Okay. Next, I can even draw a circle. I have different circles. I can give it a color. I have, so this first one was a move tool, which you can use for selecting and for moving. I have the writing tool, which will help me to write on the screen. I have got my lines tool that will help me to draw lines. I have got two shape tools, that is rectangle and a circle. I have got the letter A with which I can write the text, whatever I want to type. I have got an image tool. So in case I have done an activity in my class. I've done an activity in my class and I want the students to upload their images immediately on the whiteboard file so that I can save it and I can upload it on Facebook or whichever social site of my school. I can click on this image. In my download section or wherever my image is, wherever students have their their image uploaded, maybe in the phone or in the laptops, just click on the image and select on open. The image will come on their screen. The image will come directly on the screen. They can even enlarge it and keep it as it is.
Yeah.
I am
Excuse me, Ria. Just
yes.
one simple question. Uh,
Hmm?
uh, are you just using the students' side of the board?
Yes, students type. Only students point of time view I'm showing.
Okay. So how would other students view it?
They would have the individual whiteboards. I'm teaching you as per the student point of view.
Okay. Okay. Then we will have the teacher's point of view.
Yeah,
Okay.
then teacher point of view. Yes.
All right. Okay.
This is the students' point of view where the students have various options. Here they have the move tool, here they have the writing tool with the pencil, here they have a line tool, you have different shapes, you have a letter A with which they can type, you have an option of uploading the images if they want. Now, at times, if the students is operating a laptop, they would click on this and click on delete on their keyboard with which the image will go. Just in case the child is using a mobile phone, they can just click on this, select the image that they want to delete, and here the dustbin button is there. You can click on the dustbin button, the image goes away. Okay, that is the dustbin button with which suppose if I want to delete this square, this rectangle, I click on the rectangle and I delete it. I click on this oval and I delete it. It's gone. I click on this, sorry, the line, and it's gone. The writing part will not be deleted with this dustbin tool. I need to use my eraser. Now there are various eraser tools. If I use the eraser tool manually, I have to erase it and it will take a long time to erase it. Okay, what can the students do? The students they have various options. Clear foreground but keep the background, clear background but keep the foreground, and clear both foreground and background. We all know background is what is behind and foreground is what is at the front. So let's clear both background and foreground. Both, whatever is written on my screen is vanished. So like I told you, they can use the move tool, they can use the writing tool, they can use the lines tool, the various shapes tool, the text tool, the image tool. Now suppose next, if I want to, yeah, if I want to, again, I want to cut this. The student has by mistakenly drawn the circle on his screen. Now he is on his, again he is on his, and he can even use this cut tool which will make it vanish. Either you can use the cut tool or you can use the dustbin tool. If I want to copy this, if I want to copy it, now obviously students who are working on their laptops or their computers, they will have that Control C, Control V option to copy and paste. But in mobile phone, they will not have that option. How will they use that? So we have a special feature over here, copy and paste. So I will click on copy first and I will paste it. I have got my second circle ready. I'll show it again. I click on my circle, I click on copy, and sorry, it's not clicked. I click on copy. Oh, 1 minute. Copy. Why is it not copying now? Okay, no problem. I'll show it again. I'll draw a second rectangle. Why is it not working? Okay, copy.
You need to
And
you need to paste it again.
yeah, that's what I'm doing. Okay, copy and paste. Yeah, done. So I have used both the functions. I have used Control C, Control V option in my keyboard as well as my copy paste options on the top. Here there's undo button also. Whatever I've used last will be removed. Here, gone. Undo and redo option. Both of them are there. Okay, I have got a zoom tool over here with which I can zoom in and zoom out. Now, if at all the students want, they have loved what they have done, or it's a, suppose say it's a test one, and they want to keep it as a, as a proof that, yes, they have had a test in the class and they have attempted it. There is something called a download option over here. We can save it as per the as a PDF or a JPG or a PNG, whichever format they want to, and the drawing is complete. And here my drawing is saved. If I open on that image, it will open the image for me. I'll just show it to you. Here, my image is saved into my device, be it my laptop or be it my phone. Moving on, there are various other tools. Here, I'll just remove this. I'll clear my screen. I have something called large grids, which I can use for graphs. Okay, I have which I can use. Now, suppose if I want to plot points on my graph, I'll use my line tool and I will make my line, my x-axis and y-axis. Here I've made my x-axis and y-axis. Here is my grid. Here is my grid, and here this is my larger grid. A small grid and a larger grid. Whichever you want, you can use it as per the level of the child. Next, I'll be using my pencil tool with which I will make my points. Okay, so let's take, this is the x and y axis. So let's make my first point. I'll change the color so that it's visible. So let's make the point here, point here, point here, and point here. Okay, and I will use my A tool to write my numbers. Okay, I'm not comfortable writing with the mouse, so I'll write with this, and I'll write 1 over here, and I can move it. So I'm using both the tools. I'm using all the three tools. I'm using the pencil tool for drawing the point. I'm using the one, it's not selected. I'm using the A tool for writing my numbers, and I'm using the move tool to move the numbers. I use my second one and I write 2 over here. Take the third one and write 3 over here. And I take my last one and I put 4 over there. Same way I'll be doing for the top. Use my pencil tool, mark my points. It should be on the line, but now since, okay, I'll do it on the line. And I make 1, 2, and 3. So my positive points I have plotted on my points. Here I have moved this, I have moved this, and I have moved this. I have moved this, I have moved this, and I have moved this. Next, I'll be plotting my negative points. Again, I'll be taking my, and I'll be plotting it here. Oops. Plotting it here. So I'm just left with writing the numbers. Say I write -1. I write -2. And I write my -3. Now again, I want to save myself the effort of writing my numbers again. Again, I can use the copy paste tool. So I copy it and I paste it. Oops. 1 minute. Yeah. I copy it and I paste it. I copy it and I paste it. And there it's gone.
So, Ria, there is a quick question in the chat that if, as a teacher, if you are plotting all these things on the teacher's board, will the students be able to see all this and the students will?
Yes. Yes, I'm coming to that, sir. I'm coming to that. I'm coming to that. Don't worry.
All right. Okay. Okay.
Yes. So I have plotted my points. Say I forgot to put the zero origin here. I put the zero over there. Okay. Now, what I can do is I'll be plotting the points for the students. Say if I want to teach, I've taught the particular concept. Here I've drawn a 2, here I've drawn a 2, and say I name the points as -1, sorry, -2, -2, -2, -2, and I plot the point over here, -2 and 1. -2 and 1. Fine. And I will draw my line that is passing both the points. Here I have drawn my line that is passing both the points. Now is the real magic. Now this is the teacher's, this is the student's whiteboard which I have done. Okay. Now the same thing, if I want to do it as per the teacher's point of view. Okay, I'll just do a rough one. I won't do the entire thing. I'll just do a rough one. This is my screen and I have written, say, my name on it. Okay, now the magic is here. This is something called the push button. When I click on the push button, whatever I have done on my screen will come to your screen. Say I push it to students all pages, push to students current page, push to students as background. Say I push it as a background. So whatever is there on my page will be reflected to you on your page. This is the student's point of view. Now the teacher's point of view. So sorry, teacher's point of view. Here. It has come onto your screens. Rachel, Kumud, KKS, Nikki, Shubhalakshmi, Rachel, my screen, Rahul, Vishal, and not come till yet. Now, suppose there could be internet issues with from the student side. At times, it is not visible on the student screen. What I can do is I can click. Now, see, I can see that this it is not come on this person's screen. What I can do is I can scroll down. I can click on actions and I can push the teacher whiteboard to the student's page. And once it is done, it'll take a minute for it to reflect. I'll just refresh my screen. Not yet. Okay, I'll try with another one. I'll try pushing it. Okay. It usually comes, but okay. I'll try it again. Copy, no. Push teacher to. It usually comes. So I'll just, maybe there's some technical error, technical glitch, but usually it does come. When I click over here and I click on actions, it does, the teacher's work is pushed onto the student screen.
I think, Ria, it's because there is some connection issue on the part of the student.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, probably. So if, let's say, if I write down, say another thing, and say I write down the letter A, and I only want to push this to, say, Nikki's screen. Okay, so I go over here and I push teacher whiteboard to Nikki's screen. Let us check with this if this it comes for Nikki. Yeah, see, it's only come for Nikki here. It's only come for Nikki. Because I only pushed it to Nikki's screen. I did not to push to all. I only pushed it to Nikki's screen. Now again, if I try for Kiran, I go to actions and I go to push teacher whiteboard to the student's screen. Again, Ria will, along with the letter A will be reflected on Kiran's screen. It'll take a minute for it to come, but yeah, it does come. Here, it's come. So my letter Ria and my letter A has come onto Kiran and Nikki's screen because I've only pushed it to the, because they maybe they need little special attention, or they they need, they're little weak students and they're finished, or they maybe they are super intelligent students and they've finished their work and they need they need more attention and they need more sums to keep them active. So I can give them more sums to do with only to specific students. This is how I can use my whiteboard tool, my whiteboard 5, which I can use for, I can here, let's revise. We can use our move tool. I can use my thing for typing. I can use drawing my lines. Here I have my various shapes. Here I have my letter A with which I can type. Here I have my image, my cut, copy, paste, my undo, I have my color palette. I have my eraser tool with which I can erase the background, foreground, and use the eraser tool manually. Okay, moving on, I'll just erase this first. Now I have erased it from my side, but has it gone from your side? Has it gone from your side? No. I have erased the whiteboard only from my side. I have not erased it from your side. Now, as a teacher, I have access to clear all your whiteboards. If I go on the top, whiteboard 5, here the room code is given. If you see over here, there is something called clear all students whiteboards. So if I click on this clear all students whiteboards, all your whiteboards will be cleared. Here, all your whiteboards will be cleared. Okay. Now, let's do another activity where I'll be want to integrate it with music. Okay, I will tell them to draw a treble, a clef, a bass note, all the notes related to music. Okay, so I would love you all to draw a few things. Yes, you can even put emojis. Very good, Dipti ma'am. You can even put emojis in it. Here, I'll tell you how to put emojis. Here, we have a emoji tool with which you can put even emojis. So let's, since it's the music period going on right now, so let's put a music thing for you. We'll have to find the music tool. Music emojis doesn't seem to be there. To hunt for it. I don't think it's there. Yeah, here we have our music note and we can expand it. I can copy it and I can paste it. I can use all my emojis over here. I can use a different emoji if you want, if you feel like using a different emoji, inquisitive, or if you want to use, okay, let's keep it a secret. Here you have our different emoji. You can use various emojis for, yes. Again, if I want to, yes, correct. Very good. Excellent. I'm glad with how you all are exploring it right now immediately. Yes. Next, we have our, this is how I got this music sheet over here. Can you see a music symbol over here? This will help me to get my music sheet. Now, my say I want to end this sheet and I want to go back. How will I get rid of this sheet? I will go back to my eraser tool and I will clear the background but keep the foreground. So my background is gone where the music sheet was there and my music symbols and my emoji remains. What if I get this back by pressing the undo button? What if I want only this? I want only the background but I want to remove the foreground. So clear foreground but keep background. There, my background remains but my foreground, whatever I drawn the symbol, the emojis, that's all gone. The teacher point of view, again I told you, the push button is very important. The push button will help you. Now suppose I want to push only the, okay, let's try it out again. I'll put an emoji quickly for you. It will help you to understand what I'm talking about. Where did that symbol go? It is on top, I guess. Yeah. This is my tool. Oh, sorry. Yeah, this is my, I put this emoji. I go to my push to students all, push to students current page, push to students as background current page only. If I click on background, let's see what do you get. You will only get the background what is on my screen. You have not got my emoji that I have posted. You have only got the background on your screen here. Okay, if I will push the entire page, push to students the current page, the entire background along with the foreground will go onto your screen. Here the emoji and the background both have come onto your screen. Okay, next, now if I have loved whatever you all have done, could you all of you all who are there, could you all please write something on it? Put an emoji, write your name, draw whatever you like, explore whatever I've taught you so far. I will tell you, then I'll be teaching you how would a teacher save their work, save the students' work. Suppose if I have had a spelling test, okay, in science, English, in Hindi, in subjects, where the spellings are very important, and the students usually make mistakes in writing the spellings, and they usually, they lose only their marks because of spelling. The teacher can also conduct a spelling test. The students can use the pencil tool or the text tool, and they can write down the spellings on the whiteboard. And once all your spellings are written, all the matter, whatever the teacher has asked the students to do, everything has been done by the students. Here, I will go back to my settings on top. I'll go back to my settings on top, and I will save all the whiteboards as PDF. I will save all the whiteboards as PDF. Once I click on that, it'll ask me any note you want to do. It's up to you whether you want to save as a custom note or no. I just click on save as PDF. Once my PDF is downloaded, I'll show it to you how it looks like. Give me a minute till it downloads. Yeah. So we have Anand Narula's screen. We have here the next screen, Harpreet's screen, Hemlata's screen, Jyoti's screen, Kiran's screen, whatever you all have drawn so far on your screen, be it me, be it yourself, whatever was on your screen, I have saved it as a PDF. And if I wanted, if it's a spelling test, I can obviously go back to my tool and I can check it using my whichever app you use for checking. I use Microsoft Office. Whichever app you use, you can use it for checking. The last function which you can do with this, I'll just clear this first. The last function which you can use for this is the mathematics tool. Okay, this is the mathematics tool with which you can write even equations. Say if I erase this, and if I write x plus y is equal to 6 and insert math. Here my maths has come, and I can even, and sorry, my maths, I go to here and I change the equation, say 2x plus 3y is equal to 12, and I insert it. Here my equation has come here, and I can expand it, and same thing, I can push it to the students, and the students will be solving it. It'll come on your screen, and then it'll be done. It'll be there on screen, and the students can solve it individually. Instead of doing it in their notebooks, they can write it in the whiteboard on their own personal whiteboards, and they can have and the teacher can check it. So now see if I can see all your whiteboards. Suppose if I know that a special, say Jyoti needs special attention, I can just quickly go to her screen. I can see what exactly she is doing, how exactly she is solving it. Here, see, we already started solving. Kumud. Here we have Seema. Here we have Payal, who's already started solving. Yes, she's already started solving. So I can exactly see what she is doing, how she is doing it, whether she's understood the concept properly. I can give a quick reaction to it, but that is not a it's a premium. All these feedback, like, comment, dislike, all these are paid versions. This is not in the free version. But the action part, which says, now say I say that I have loved how Payal has solved her equation. I have loved how she's doing it, and I'm very lazy. I'm a very lazy teacher, and I don't want to solve it again for you on the screen. What I can do is I can go down to actions, and I can do copy to teacher's whiteboard. I can click on copy to teacher's whiteboard. Once I do that, whatever Payal has solved over there will reflect on my screen. If you see, it will reflect on my screen. And now from here, I can go to push and push it to all your whiteboards. I'll show it again. I'll show it again. And so I think it's a little confusing for you all. I'll show it to you again. There, it has come for you all. Yeah, Lauren, everyone's getting it. So I'll show it again. Say I want Payal's work. I have loved the way she's done it. It is extremely, maybe it's right, maybe it's wrong. Let's come to that later. I have whatever it is, she's done it correctly according to me. I go to actions and I don't want to teach it again. Okay? And I go to copy to teacher whiteboard. I go to actions, copy to teacher whiteboard. Once it is done, it is come onto my screen. If I go on top, toggle my whiteboard, I can see it over here. Payal's work has come over here. And then I will click on push and I will go to push to students as background, or push to students as whatever, push to students as the current page, whatever you want. Lastly, now you all must be having questions like, ma'am, can we, copy paste? Suppose we have a ready-made worksheet, and we want to copy that ready-made instead of, we typing the entire worksheet onto a whiteboard. Can we copy paste the worksheet onto the whiteboard? Yes, your answer is yes. I'll just show it to you. I'll clear my eraser, my whiteboard. Yeah, I'll clean my whiteboard and I open my, say, I have a random worksheet that was made over here. I click, say, I have copied this, say till Hindi. Okay, I have copied it. Control C. I have gone back. I have gone to my A tool. I have clicked over here and I've done Control V. Now you will be telling me how will it is like this, how will the student see? Yes. I'll scroll down and I will find the expanding button. Let's find the expanding button. Here it is. Can you see these two dots on this left and right corner? With this, I can expand it. With this, where did it go? Here. With this, I can expand it. Over here on the left side also, I can expand it. So everything comes onto your one set of screen. Now I want to push this onto your screen. I want to push this onto your screen. Voila, it's come onto your screen. Now you all can save it as a PDF. How? Using the save option. Where is the save option? Here. Download option is over here. And the students can save their work and the homework is given to the students. Okay, so that is the option how you can. Now you must be thinking, can we even paste? I'll clear the background and I'll clear your screens. Now you all must be thinking, can we at times math teachers want to they want to make the subject interesting by giving them puzzles to solve. I have one such site which I use for my class called kenkenpuzzles.com. I'll just show it to you. What I do with this over here, instead of giving the puzzles individually to this, solving it online, what I do, I use my screen snip tool. I go to my screen snip tool and I snip whatever I want. I snip whatever I want and I pasted it over here. And I can extend it and the students will be able to write on it. I'll just paste it to you. Okay, one more very important thing. When there is a box, can you see this dotted line? I just make it smaller so you can be able to see it. Can you see this? Oops. Can you see this dotted line over here? This dotted line around this Kenken box? That dotted line which is above the Kenken box, if that is visible, okay, if that is visible to the teacher's eye, and she pushes it, and she pushes it to the student's page. It will not. Yes, it will go to the students, but at times due to technical glitch, it does not go. So make sure that you make that box, that white dotted line go vanish away, and then you push it to the students as background. At times, due to technical issues, it does not go. If you're lucky enough, it will go, but if not lucky enough, it won't go. So this is one more way of making the class interesting by putting up uh, puzzles for the class to solve, or making, giving up a specific student who is, not listening, or who is hyper, or who is quickly finishes his work, and you need to, make him do something and keep him active. Instead of, making it interesting, you can give him a puzzle to solve with which he'll be occupied. Now, one more very important feature, not I would say not a feature, but why I love this tool is because at times during my online classes, at times, I am confused whether the child is physically and mentally present or no. At times, what do students do? They just keep their camera off, audio off, and the teacher does not do. No, whether child hai bhi ke class mein ki nahi, or he is just vanished, or he's gone back to sleep. We don't know all that. So that is one, important. Um, I would say, it is very important for me to use this tool. Or why I use this tool is to make sure that yes, my students are physically and mentally active both. Second reason why I can use this tool is because, at times there are students who are very reserved, who are very shy, who don't, open up very easily. They don't talk. That is one more way I know that yes, they can write on the whiteboard, and I can know what is going on in their mind. If there are any misunderstanding which the students have, I can clear those doubts. That is one more reason why I have loved this tool, and why I've used this in my online teaching. I'll quickly have a recap with you all. Okay, I'll quickly have a recap with you all, small recap, and we'll see what all we have learned so far in Whiteboard 5. Whiteboard 5 is created by Sebastian Laxel and Jaco Vietnam, and is run by Digital Teaching Tools Finland Limited, a Kahoot company. Their experience in teaching and IT management, so that we know in struggling in finding the good digital tools. It's not about the tools, but it's about the teachers. But the best teachers should have the best tools. We believe easy, affordable, and excellent tools and should be available to everyone. And together with Kahoot, Whiteboard 5 is aiming to make learning more awesome. And we help you engage your students both in physical classroom and during remote teaching. We know the struggle. We know how to engage every student in the classroom. When asking questions, how can I differentiate between students not answering in the class and those who are just sitting there daydreaming? How can I let everybody answer, including the shy students who normally wouldn't? And how can I get an easy overview of all the students' misunderstandings and lead them in the right direction in the real time? Now, steps to start a new class. Going back, we went to go to Google and type in whiteboard.5. What did not come on my page that time, but I put it in this slide, was they ask you to keep the cookies ready, accept the cookies. So we'll just click on I agree, because it's a safe site. And even if the thing comes for your students, if they're asking, ma'am, they're asking for the cookies, ma'am, should we accept the cookies? Yes, it is a safe site, and you can click on I agree. Next, there is no need to register. You will say, ma'am, do you need to register or log in? No need to register or log in. Simply click on the new class button. After new class, what did we go? We clicked on, we entered my name of the class in your name section, rename it as per your class, and then click on the create class. Say 5A science, or you can name it by your name. Say my name is Riyananda. I can write my name Riyananda. No need to write email. It's optional. And you can create it. You will click on create new class. Next, what you'll be doing, copy the URL and share it with your students. And if this is a room code, here on top you'll have the room code. Just in case the students is unable to join the class, what you can do is you can ask the students to present their screen, and you can tell them the room code, and you can help and guide them and tell them this is the code, join it. Or you can put the room code, simply copy it from here and paste it onto your chat box. So we have copied the URL, the students have got the link. This is how the students, like I already had a hands-on, this is how the teacher can see the different students. This is one of my class where I've done shapes. They have drawn the various clothes figures, and I was teaching them that concept. Here they have drawn various shapes on their screen. Next, this is an overview of what I keep repeating. This helps you to select and move the arrow key. Here you have the pencil tool which helps you to draw or write. Here you have the lines tool that helps you to draw various lines. Here you have the shapes tool that helps you to create various shapes. Here you have your A tool that helps you type, text tool that helps you type. Here you have your image tool that helps you insert images. This is the cut which I have not renamed, but yeah, this is cut. This is your copy and paste. This is your undo. This is your downloading the files, which I have not renamed, which I'll do it before giving it the slide to you and to Vishal sir. This is the delete button, which you will first have to select the object that you want to delete and then press on the dustbin button, which will help you to delete it. This is your color palette that will help you to change the colors. And that's it. Yes, your push tool, which will be on the next slide. Here, the teacher can save, the teacher can save her work as a PDF or image and send to the students and reuse it if she wants it. Even the students can do the same. The students can also save their image. Here, the same thing that I had done, I had already done it earlier for you all, and I had saved it. And I can reuse the image if I want for my next. If I say if I'm teaching two classes at the same time, 7B and 7C, I can use the same image again if I want to. Same, how will I use it? I will go to my image and I will insert an image, go to my downloads, it's already saved, click over there and open it. Next, I have the eraser tool with which I can use the eraser tool manually. Clear the foreground but keep the background. Clear the background but keep the foreground, and clear the foreground and background both. So this is the last one, and the last, this is your push to students, the magic feature that I really loved about the Whiteboard 5, where whatever I have written on my screen, I can push to the students as the current page or the background page. Say if I want to only give them the grid, I can push to students as a background and tell them you have to copy it, you have to plot the points on your own. This is what even they can do. Okay, here I have, suppose say if I have not, this is the student's whiteboard say example. In case the student doesn't get the teacher's whiteboard pushed onto the screen, the teacher can click on the specific student's whiteboards here, actions, and choose the option whichever she wants to apply. She wants to copy to teacher's whiteboard. She really loved the work. I can copy the teacher's whiteboard. I can push the teacher's whiteboard to the students if they haven't got due to internet issues. I can push the as a background or a foreground. I can even save if I've really loved his work and I want to put it up on Facebook. I can even save as a whiteboard as an image for myself, as only the specific students whiteboard. Moving on, here in the settings, teacher can save the students' work using the save all whiteboards as PDF option, which is here. Save all whiteboards as PDF. On the top right corner settings, we have save all whiteboards as PDF. Teacher can enable the students to save their work. Here we have the enable manual save mode for students. I'll show that to you at the end. Teacher can enable the students to save their work. Here you need to enable it. This just in case if it is disabled, you just need to click on enable and the students can manually save it even from the settings. If not, they already have the download option available for them, which they can save it as PDF or image. Teacher is the master and can clear all the students' whiteboard at one go using which option? Using all the clear all students' whiteboards. And I'll just show, I think I've already shown you, but I'll show it to you again. This I had conducted one small spelling test for my students. And this is how my whiteboard looked like after my test was done. I had given them a spelling test and they have written down their spellings using the text tool. Few have not been able to write due to internet issue, but most of them have written it in there. Yeah. And yeah, that's it. And moving on to that, I was supposed to tell you about the save enable option, right? Yeah. On my text, on my settings tool, I have something called enable manual save mode for students. If I click on that, the settings are saved. You will be able to save your PDF and your whiteboard as a PDF or an image. Okay, now just a small, I'll clear your screens first. I would want to know your views about did you like the session? How did you find it interesting? Will you be using it in your classroom or no? And I would love if you all would write it down on your whiteboard so that I can keep it as a memory that yes, I had conducted a session on whiteboard 5.
Hello. So, hi
Hello.
Ria.
Hi, Rishma
Hello.
ma'am.
Hello, Dr. Vishal. And I'm watching it from the background, and it's going great. A lot of learning. Even I didn't know anything about the whiteboard.5. But there is a question that how can we use it for assessment? Like, if you can give some tips.
Yeah, sure. For assessments, again, like I told you, the students can copy paste from Google. Okay, so that point about Google से copy paste नहीं कर पाएंगे, वो they can copy paste. See, if I go to Google and say I write about say animals and say I take say this text. Okay, if I copy it and if I go to my whiteboard, sorry, text, and if I click here, it's pasted. So if you say that no, students won't, because usually they say that yes, you want to use it for assessment, but again the students, the chance of copying paste is even more easier because it's just one step away from Google. You can use it for small formative tests or say activity subject enrichment tests where the students will be able to have a small spelling test or a small activity done in the class. That's it from my side for the assessment point of view.
Mm-hmm.
That's really great, Ria, and I really appreciate the energy that you have. The way you explained and you summarized everything, and we learned it thoroughly through the session, and we revised it when you summarized it for us. So this is really brilliant. 3 cheers for you, and thank you very much for this wonderful session.
Thank you so much.
Your energy levels are really high, and we learned each and every portion that you have shared with us. So, and this is really a great tool, as Reshma said, that yes, this is learning for us as well. We were not knowing this about this tool, and there are a couple of questions as well, which I would like to take up. Just a moment.
Yeah, the examples that you gave, I think that even gave teachers idea about what they can do using this board. Because just writing text and then how you can see the students' work, that is another wonderful thing, that you can individualize or differentiate the learning. So you can just specially see what each student is doing and then help them with the assignment.
So one particular question was something like that: is this an application or is it only possible through the laptop?
This, if I click on the link, like when I click on the joining link, joining the room code, when I click on the link, if you join from the laptop, obviously a new tab will open. But if you click on the link from your phone, immediately it will take you to Google Chrome. So you don't need an app for it.
Yeah, as a teacher, it's not like an application that we can use. It's not like an application. We have to use.
No, it's not an application.
Yeah, so we have to use Google Chrome on the website.
Yes. You can even use Google Chrome from the phone itself. Like I've taught a few teachers in my school who are using it from the phone itself.
Okay, and there was another question, was that can we add video to it?
Video is not yet, that's in the premium feature, not in the free version.
Okay, and along with this, the pen tools and all those tablet Wacom devices that will work with this particular tool?
I haven't tried because I haven't had a Wacom with me. So they can try it out. It should work.
Because what I feel when you connect those tools, the pen actually acts as a mouse. So whatever you can do with the mouse, I think you can do with the pen as well.
Yes. According to me, it should work. 90% it should work. But I don't have a Wacom, so it will be hard for me to, let you know about that. But you can try it out definitely.
So indeed an amazing session, Ria. And yes, there's a lot of learning today we had from your side. And so many thanks to you for sharing your valuable time and expertise with us, for all the GG community. and I'm sure the educators have been benefited with your session. So thank you once again for this particular session. Reshma, would you like to say
Thank you so
something?
much.
Yes, thank you, Ria. I joined a little late, but it was amazing. I had only used this board once or twice, but all the in-depth knowledge that you gave, that as a teacher, how you can use it completely, utilizing all the features, that was amazing. So thank you so much for all the time that you gave,
Thank
and
you so much.
we look forward to learning from you more.
Yes, sure.
Yes.
So all the members who have joined here and the new people who have joined here, we have one more exciting news for you all. So I am going to invite another educator with us, and that is Miss Mukta Sablok. Hello, Mukta ma'am. You have to turn on your mic, please. It's muted.
No, it's not muted, but I think there's some connection issue.
Okay, maybe you can just take off the headphones and talk. Yeah.
Take off the headphones.
Just unplug the headphones and you can talk.
Just unplug, please.
Probably she's not able to hear us, but
Hello, is it?
Yes,
No?
yes, we can listen to you. Yes.
Hello. Okay. Thank you, Reshma. Thank you, Vishal sir, for inviting me. And namaste, everyone. I am very glad to announce that I am opening my GEG chapter on 24th of this month. And my name is Mukta Sablok, an educator from Ghaziabad, and I am launching my GEG Ghaziabad, India on 24th. And please join me for the YouTube channel from the YouTube link which is given by Reshma, and support me as you have given your love and support to everybody in GEG. So welcome once again to my GEG Ghaziabad launch session on 24 July, 6 p.m. onwards. And I really appreciate Reshma and Dr. Vishal to have such wonderful sessions and giving us this opportunity. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. And namaste, everybody. Please join me for my session. Thank you.
Hearty congratulations, ma'am. Hearty congratulations to you for having your own GEG Ghaziabad and being a leader for it. And yes, we are there, and we shall be sharing those invite links as well as the event nears. So congratulations to you, and yes, we are all set to have your launch. So congratulations and all the very best to you.
Yes, it's
Thank
very
you, sir.
exciting how the GEGs are growing. So like Google Educator groups, we all come together to support, inspire and learn from each other and empower each other. So I'm very happy that whole of the Ghaziabad and all of us will be benefiting from the things that Mukta ma'am has to share with us and her team. So all the very best, and we look forward to the launch.
Thanks a lot. Once again, I would want to wish Vishal sir and Reshma and Ria ma'am. I have heard, like I have listened all your session throughout the backstage, and it was wonderful. And
Thank
we'll
you
be
so much.
learning much more with each other.
Yes.
Thank you.
It's really a great session today. A lot of learning today, and again, interesting news coming out for all of us that a new GEG is turning up. So again, it's exciting. So yes, all educators, thank you for being with us today and sharing your evening with us. And yes, this session is recorded. It will be available on Facebook as well as on YouTube. You can view it later if you have missed some portions. And yes, the feedback link has already been shared. Do type in your valuable feedback and fetch your attendance certificates as well. So thank you one and all for joining. Thank you, Ria ma'am. Thank you, Mukta ma'am, for joining.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Reshma, for being
Thank
here.
you. Bye-bye.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Bye.
Bye.